Okay, today I want to talk about something I've been wanting to talk about for a really long time. Um, I discovered this maybe 6 months to a year ago, and it's something just that's really interested me. All right, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Stoned Ape Theory, and you may have, you may have not, but you clicked on this video, and that's the title, so you're about to find out about it. All right, I took a few notes here because I don't want to say anything wrong, okay? I don't have this thing down pat, but I want to give you a basic overview, and I don't want to leave anything out that I think is important. So, Stoned Ape Theory is the theory that humans developed consciousness, the cognitive, abilities that we have now. We evolved because of ingesting psilocybin. Psilocybin is found in psilocybin and mushrooms. You know, the mushrooms they call magic mushrooms. And it's a mind-altering, some would say mind-opening psychedelic, right? Terence McKenna came up with this theory. And Terence McKenna is an ethnobotanist, or he died in 2000, I believe. He was an ethnobotanist. He was an advocate for using psychedelic drugs to battle a lot of illnesses and to use them responsibly for, medical reasons and or mind-opening reasons, right? So he came up with this theory where he thinks that's kind of the missing link, if you will. We've never been able to find out how humans went from this ape who only thought about fucking and food, right, to an introspective being with consciousness who could think about the fact that they were thinking. You could say, hey, I'm thinking right now. Because animals, at least that we know of, they don't think that way. They think very straightforward, right? They don't think introspectively about themselves, about their future, about their past. Like, animals don't do that, humans do. How did we evolve? If you believe in evolution, how did we evolve from this ape-like creature who just ate food and slept and had sex and to this being that can think about all the mysteries of life and create language and mathematics and technology and whatnot. So this is what his theory is that the early humans, the first humans, which were something Homo erectus, right, which no longer exists. That was like the last form of ape man, right, and it wasn't evolved to the point that we are now. So Homo erectus, his theory, Terence McKenna's theory, is that Homo erectus found and consumed psilocybin mushrooms from the dung of elk in the area, somewhere in Africa at the very beginning stages of man, right? And it's a really controversial theory. It's highly attested. A lot of people think it's just total bullshit, but when I heard about it, I'm like, you know what? Like that makes some kind of sense. Like it could be that, or a combination of that and some other things that led to the brain, the evolution of the brain in the human, what we now know as Homo sapiens. How do we get from Homo erectus to Homo sapien? This could be how that happened. So let's see. It says it probably started with heightened senses, right? So Homo erectus was ingesting these mushrooms, and psilocybin heightens the senses. That has been studied, and it's a known thing. Your hearing is more acute, your eyesight is more acute. So this would have helped them become better hunters, food finders, and this would have helped them avoid danger better than other people. So we'll say a certain group of tribes were eating this mushroom from this dung, and they had these heightened senses, and they were hunting better, and they were surviving better, and the rest of what was Homo erectus started to die off. When they started to die off, Homo sapiens, what became Homo sapiens, the Homo erectus that were consuming these mushrooms were surviving and evolving further as Homo erectus died off. This led to the expanding of the mind, right? I'll just read what it says here. It started with heightened senses, made for better hunting and survival. Another thing that coincides with this is that there is evidence of a large elk population in that region, okay? So that, where they would have found this mushroom growing on the dung. I'm sorry if I'm a little incoherent, but I'm trying to get through this as best as I can. So what Terence McKenna says is what the mushroom did is it caused the brain's information processing capabilities to rapidly reorganize, which kick-started the evolution of cognition, or what we call consciousness. This led to language, art, astronomy, technology. It made part of the brain's work that weren't working before, and it made the brain actually grow larger and start using more of its capabilities. We started to think about thinking. We started to realize and become self-aware and know, that we were, what kind of being we were. We started being inquisitive. We started wondering things, trying to figure things out, looking up to the stars, and developing some sort of astronomy, the study of the stars and the study of the planets, and that's how we got to where we are now. Language developed because of this, and language is what leads to everything else, if you think about it. Like, if you have the ability to communicate with someone else and they understand you, then people can start working together and figuring things out. And yeah. So I'm sorry I was all over the place here, but I just wanted to talk about this theory that I think is a really cool one, and I think a lot of people probably have never heard of it, because I had never heard of it. I think a lot of people in psychedelic circles might have heard of this, but I had never heard of this. It's really interesting to me, and I think it's a real possibility of maybe what happened and how we evolved from Homo erectus to Homo sapiens. So anyway, what do you think about it? Have you ever heard of this? Have you ever heard of the Stoned Ape Theory? Like, we're all just walking around because some apes got stoned. I'm making this video using technology and putting it on YouTube because my ancestor apes got stoned a really long time ago. So let me know what you think about it. I want to talk about this some more. I want to discuss this with people who find it interesting as I do, or maybe you think it's total bullshit. Tell me you think it's total bullshit, but really interesting to me. I think it's a cool topic, so I made the video, and here it is. So if you want to see more videos like this where I review movies or talk about things that I just want to talk about, such as Stoned Ape Theory, subscribe for more, because this is what I do. I talk about whatever the hell I want, whenever the hell I want. Alright, I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.